She's up before the sun hits the window, watering the roots she planted on her own. Little hands or little paws at her feet, or a garden full of green that makes a whole. She didn't wait for someone else to tell her what it means to build a life worth coming home to. She wrote the blueprint, mixed the paint, and turned her healing into something beautiful. Don't you dare tell her what counts. She knows love isn't measured by a title. Every seed she ever saved grew into something that changed somebody's world. She builds with her bare hands. She grows what nobody planned. From the mess, from the tears, from the you can't. She stands, oh she stands. She's every kind of mother. She's a warrior, a lover, and everything she touches learns to bloom. She builds, she always knew. She's the one who holds the broken pieces, glues them back with grace. She learned the hard way. 4 legs curled up on her chest at midnight, or a dream she's feeding every single day. She's the woman in the mirror finally saying, I believe you, I forgive you, you're enough. She didn't need permission or a playbook. She just needed one more reason not to give up. Don't you dare tell her what counts. She knows love isn't measured by a title. Every wall she ever broke through became a door for someone walking right behind her. She builds with her bare hands. She grows what nobody planned. From the mess, from the tears, from the you can't. She stands, oh she stands. She's every kind of mother. She's a warrior, a lover, and everything she touches learns to bloom. She builds, she always knew. To the woman rocking babies at 3 a.m., to the one whose babies are 4 legs and fur, to the one growing life on a windowsill, to the one who mothers everyone but her.
Are you pumped up? I love that song, you guys. I created it for Mother's Day, but it's still my jam. So I'm just checking the Facebook group to make sure nobody's sitting in the waiting room. You haven't like waiting to get accepted. So it doesn't look like anybody's in there. Welcome. Today is day 6 of my 7-day live training that I accepted from eCam's community. I don't know what I was thinking when I accepted this, but I'm glad I did. I've been having a lot of fun. If this is the first one that you've been watching, know that there's 5 more on YouTube. The other ones are, they're all aired also in my Facebook group, which is free. And so if you go back and watch any of the other ones, and there's resources and docs and notions and things like that, they're all actually inside the Facebook group. I'm not actually sharing any of that in YouTube just because this was impromptu and I didn't need to stress myself out and keep myself from actually being consistent. But today we're talking about automations, and I think this one's going to be my favorite. I want to just talk to you a little bit while we're letting people know that I'm in, seeing if anybody wants to show up live, because today's going to be really, really good. So I know that a lot of what I've been, the design of what I've been talking about over the last 6 days has been very intentional about how I want to have you guys build your businesses, the things that I think you guys need to prioritize, a lot of it to lead to freedom. Freedom, whether it's in your personal business, to do more, to teach more, to, make more, or also to also have that freedom in your personal life. And I personally, it's something where I've been struggling just because life has been happening and I'm not good about asking for help. And so I finally sucked it up and told my husband that I'm feeling a little bit stressed. I'm feeling very behind, and that I needed him to take my son Garfield for like a good part of today because I just haven't been as productive where he goes to school or daycare because of the fact that their Wi-Fi's just been crappy this whole week and it's been taking me massive amounts of time. And I was like, I'll be faster at home if you can just do this. And it takes a lot. I know it's my husband, and he's not going to most likely say no. It's an internal thing. And I think a lot of us suffer from not being able to accept help and not being able to actually ask for help. So I led by example today. And instead of coming straight to work, what did I go do? I went for a run. First run, I'm going to say like good 8 months. I haven't ran in like 8 months. Isn't that crazy? So I went for a run. I feel good. That's why my hair's wet. I was like, I don't care. I'm going to just go live right after. But I'm going to, you guys haven't done anything today. So what are we going to do? We are going to do a cheat break before we get into what I want to get into today. So I got to find the right screen. So this is something that I challenged myself doing with the motivation of eCam. So if you're new to me and you've been liking the production of like me sharing my screens and having it branded, that's all eCam. And I cannot find the screen that I need for my app, y'all. I have one specifically for my app, so I'm just going to come back up here. So this is an app that I built myself. Because I needed to, and it is basically my Millionaire's Move, a CEO ritual app. And there's been some people that are students who got beta access to this, and it's amazing. It has all kinds of stuff. But one of the things is a chi revival energy break, because some days I would just get in these midday slumps, or I'd be sitting working and not actually taking any breaks. So this was something that I built in. It takes 3 minutes, you guys. So it's basically 3 steps. We're going to do movement, then we're going to focus on our breath, then we're going to go back to movement, and then we're going to like stop and just notice what's happening so that you can understand what it feels like when you're actually moving stagnant energy. If you're not woo, oh, hold on. Oops, we gotta start that again. Um, this is what it's gonna feel like. So if you've never done this before, I'm gonna take my sandals off. You do want to try to do this barefoot if you're able to. You can totally do this in a seated position. I don't care, but at least try to do it. Okay. So first, we're going to shake our full body. And so you're going to come up onto your tippy toes and just kind of shake your arms, shake your head, no, shake your head yes, shake your head no again, end on a positive note, and shake your head yes. And you're just going to go up and down on your tippy toes, and then come down onto your heels. And you're just going to keep inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Okay. And then you're going to start sweeping. Sorry, inhaling. This is our breathing through your nose. Reach your arms up and then bring it down. So what you're thinking about is you're visualizing, you're collecting all the positive energy in the earth. And then as you're exhaling, you can open mouth exhale. Think of you pushing it down into your belly button, like you're just bringing it down to yourself. So you're inhaling and exhaling. So Ujjayi breath, if you're a yogi, inhaling up. And you can open mouth exhale if you got a lot of tension. Inhaling, drawing that beautiful gold energy, like you're grabbing all the goldness and then bringing it down. And then you're going back to movement. And so you're circling your arms and then going the other direction. And then we're going to do a little spinal twist. So you're just going to put your palms into a fist and you're just going to swing your arms back. Now, when the back arm comes to your lower back, you're just going to kind of tap that lower back with that fist. Kind of feel the echo when I talk. You're not making yourself like hurt, but you're giving it a good tap. This is called the doors of life, knocking on the doors of life. Okay. I'm supposed to be making sure I'm paying attention. The last 20 seconds. Okay. And then we're going to basically shift your weight side to side from one leg to the other. So you're just coming up on those tippy toes, kind of like dancing it out. You're just shifting your weight from one side to the other. You can just do back and forth, but I like to dance into it. Okay. And then hands on your heart, just close your eyes, feet hip width distance. It works better if you close your eyes. Now, if you start to sway, do not fight it. Do not lock. Stay in that relaxed state and just let your breath come back to normal and notice, like, oh my gosh, that is actually what you want. You want that beautiful swaying in your body that lets you know that you are invigorated, your energy's moving. That is your chi moving through your body. How do you feel? It's one of my favorite things to do. It took what, 3 minutes, and I feel fantastic. So I just wanted to share that with you. And this again is just a reminder of how you can use AI as a wellness entrepreneur to power your zone of genius. This is my zone of genius. I love teaching yoga and breath work and mindfulness. And this allows me to not just have something that serves me because I built it literally for myself first, but as a result of me technically being my own ICP, it serves my dream clients too. So um, when I thought about this, it is again being in that cognitive thinking state where I was trying to go through the customer's journey. I don't want to ask somebody if they're already overstimulated or they're anxious or they're tired or whatever, how they're feeling before the exercise. I wanted to have them take that time afterwards because hopefully they feel better. They'll have a little bit more mind space. And then I ask, how are you feeling now? But then I want you to reflect, how did you feel before you came so that you have that little bit of breath? And then any insights and reflections, just because sometimes the point of this was to see if there was a pattern. Are there certain days, certain things that happen, certain triggers? And that's how AI helps me identify. And it also helps me say, like, you were more productive on these days, and the pattern that I saw was that you were doing the chi breaks. So then I'm like, oh, maybe I need to do chi breaks every day. Okay. So I'm gonna skip for now. Anyways, so that's that. I hope you guys liked it. I'm trying to bring some wellness back into my business because Empower Her Wave isn't just about AI and automations. It is also about teaching you guys these other things. And so I am going to move some screens over because I have a presentation. Because today's topic is, for some people, it's going to feel like a lot. So today, more important is that you guys need to work on your possibility scarf. Put that possibility scarf on, cloak yourself with it, because today is all going to be that state where I need you to really, like, just have it with you. Um, so, oh, that is not the first slide. My bad. Hold on a second. There we go. So today we're on day 6. I can't believe I've gone live for 6 days straight with everything that's been going on, but I did it. It's been so fun. And this is also to prove to you, when there's a will, there's a way. Not to say that I want you to push through, but that it can be so easy when you kind of get out of your mind and just be like, you know what, I'm just going to have fun with it. And hopefully, like, people get something out of it. And it was really about just getting back and being comfortable, being vulnerable, being live, tech hiccups, all of the things, because guess what? That's how you get good. It's repetition. How do you get good with AI? Because you practice. These are all muscles. Going live is a muscle. Speaking on stage is a muscle. Creating presentations. These are all muscles that we can all build, and we build it by reputation. Now, your time is super, super valuable, and we're going to talk about automations to help protect that for you. A lot of people just don't do it. And I don't want you to panic if you're like already like, automations scare me, and you're going to run away. Please don't. Wear your possibility scarf on. Know that some of the stuff that I'm going to be doing with you, I've been doing for a really long time. Some of the stuff is going to be surprise things that I've been wanting to get into, and you guys have been giving me the inspiration to take inspired action and learn with you. Okay, so I don't even know how to do some of this stuff, but I know the generalized idea behind it, and we're going to work through it together. So, again, this is about you automating your business so that you can show up in your life the way you want to. So just look at this, because I feel like on the inside, this is what a lot of us feel like. And that's why I shared with you my personal story about today, and the fact that on the inside, this is really how I feel sometimes, with just this, oh, constant crashing of waves on top of me, and then me just basically treading water until the next wave comes. And it's everything: scheduling, DMing people, emailing follow-ups, invoicing, posting content, creating, my scripts for my podcast, thinking about how I'm going to go live on YouTube, thinking about, like, okay, now I got to do a blog too, and maybe I need to do a LinkedIn article, and oh, people are going on to this thing, and oh, there's this other app, and oh, Claude just did another update. ChatGPT just launched this, and now I have to go learn all this stuff. And that is creating this hamster wheel of overwhelm. We're going into the wrong nervous system, and it can really start to start piling up. And so if this is landing with you, know that you're not alone, and understand that it's not supposed to all just be on you. And if you're in that space of business where you don't necessarily have the means, or you're not at the level where you can actually outsource, and to be honest, I agree with certain coaches who don't agree that you should outsource as soon as you start having money. I think that we should be good about taking responsibility, learning how to do it ourselves. So you're not stuck in a position where you hire somebody to do something and then you don't actually know how to do it for yourself. So you don't know how to time manage that person. You don't know if they're doing a good job. You don't know if they even know how to do their job, because you don't even know how to do it yourself. So if your business stops when you stop, then in a certain sense, you don't have a business. Like, that is not sustainable. You basically have a job. And so at that point, you might as well just go ahead and, you know, work under somebody else, because that will just be less work for you. And we don't want to be in this place where you're in a job where you don't have any PTO, and you don't have benefits, and you have a boss that basically never lets you off the clock. That's basically what we become. And when I started my entrepreneurial journey 7, 8 years ago now, what was it, 2019? I was like, this is for the birds. Entrepreneurship is freaking hard. This ain't for me. This is for the birds. I'm out. Like, I didn't leave nursing to go into something that's going to burn me out a second time. Like, I almost didn't make it the first time. No way. Like, this ain't worth it for me, until I really started to understand systems. I understanding, like, the cycle, the psychology, the demographics, the psychographics, people's cycles of how they make purchasing, how to talk to people, how to really attract people, how to take my zone of genius and put it out there to the world so that they actually receive it, and how to automate as much of that as I can so that I can be present when I need to be. Okay. And so most coaches are doing 15 things manually every single day. And the honest truth is that most of that stuff that you guys are probably doing could be fully automated. Like 15 things that you are doing, and every one of those things is stealing time from you that you could actually be doing working in your zone of genius, teaching more yoga classes, taking more, you know, um, private clients, creating more of whatever it is that you're creating, that requires you, okay? Your presence, your zone of genius, your magic that AI and nobody else can replace, because guess what? They are not you. So the first thing is that automation is not a robotic thing. It is not something that you need to have like coding experience. It's not some developer building a system that can cost you up to $10,000 and you need to take like a loan out for. Automation is literally just setting digital boundaries. And if this happens, then do that is kind of how you think of automations. So, like, it's just steps. Think of them as like steps in a process or in a journey. When you want something to happen, we're just going back and be like, well, if I need to get to this place, what has to happen for me to get there? And in each instance, there's if this happens, then do this. So, someone fills out your form, they automatically get a welcome email. Or when somebody books a call with you, like a 30-minute call or a 15-minute call, discovery, whether it's free or paid, they automatically. So if this happens, so that's where I'm trying to give you these examples. If someone books a call, then they automatically get a reminder text. If you post a blog, then it should automatically be shared to your social media. And there's my favorite way to explain it. If your alarm phone goes off every morning, you've already automated basically your wake up. Most of us do. I actually don't wake up to an alarm clock anymore. Um, but if I did, if I knew that I wanted to automate that, I've had it when I was working a 9 to 5, when I was working my nursing job, just to make sure that I had that safe, that mind. If I have clients, if I have meetings that I need to attend to, trainings that I've purchased that I want to be present for, then those are the times where I actually do set an alarm clock. And the thing is that when you just set the alarm clock, then that's it. You waste kind of that opportunity because you didn't give it intention essentially. And we're going to fix that today. So, before we start building actual things, I need you to understand what to automate and what to never touch because I think there's a lot of mistakes that we make when we're trying to automate is that we're like, "Oh, let's just automate everything so I don't have to do anything in my business." And that's not necessarily the best way to go. Don't do that. We need to really think about your overall business, your overall life, and what should be and what should not be basically automated. Now, when you look at this pyramid, it goes from the bottom up. And so at the base of this, you see automate first. So these are the things that are repetitive tasks, they're boring things. They don't require necessarily any big brain skills or any special skills or really any emotionally driven skills that only usually humans would be able to have. Okay. These are foundational things that you need to run your business, like an email confirmation. Okay. Appointment reminders, thank you messages, or follow ups of any sort, depending on an action that happens within your business. These are the same every single time. They do not need your, beautiful personality, or they don't just um, have like some special skill that they need to have somebody to implement. Okay. And this is where we need to start really thinking about if you want a scalable system to have that ultimate freedom and that seven-figure business that we all should, strive to have and absolutely deserve, you need to start figuring out how to automate those things first. Now, in the middle section is what I have as your once you've done all the stuff on the bottom, then your next step is what you should automate, which are time consuming. So, content repurposing is a huge one for us. Social media scheduling is the next one because it's one thing to create the content, it's another one to actually schedule it out. And then we go into invoicing, client onboarding sequences. It's one thing to do it the first few times so that you understand, like getting feedback if you've never done it before, if it's a new system or if it's a new software or, a new SaaS or whatever, new coaching program. Yes, you doing it the first few times makes 1000% sense. But every single time after that, especially if you're trying to scale whatever it is, no. Once you kind of have it like it's now being feeling like, oh, it's repetitive. I could do this in my sleep. I'm no longer nervous when I have to do these things. Then that's kind of when the point where you should not be doing them. And once it's set, the system handles the delivery, which makes it more effective growth for you, your business, and it helps you leverage more time. And on the top are the things that you should never automate. And this is really what makes you special. Like coaching calls. Obviously, we do not want to automate those with like some type of AI clone. Personal voice messaging clients or something that offers that special touch when you're responding to someone either in crisis or you're helping to build relationships with your students or you just want to be your genuine beautiful self. This is where your unique magic and presence and experiences and everything that makes you you needs to stay protected, okay? But everything below that, guess what that exists for? Those foundations, that's why the pyramid is built and that where we're looking at that bottom layer as actually the first one and not the top, is that you're building this beautiful, strong foundation to protect the space of the very top of this pyramid. So, the goal is to not replace you when we're thinking about automation. It is to help protect your magic. So, we're going to start with these 5 foundational business systems because I know that for some, if you've never really thought about what to like, how to automate, what to automate, you just like hear the word automation and you run. It's hard to understand and know. It can get really overwhelming really quick. And so, where should you start? These 5 require no coding experience and they should not be that overwhelming. So, possibility scarfs on. Don't put on your decision crown yet. Take some notes. Just kind of take what resonates, leave the rest, okay? I'm not saying that you have to do all 5 of these. I'm saying that these are the 5 top ones that you should consider. Pick 1, pick 2 that you might want to focus on, take the notes on that, and then the rest of them you don't think about if you're easily overwhelmed. Take a deep breath, okay? 1, new lead, your welcome sequence. Okay. We'll talk about each one of these in a minute. 2, appointment reminders and follow ups. Number 3, content repurposing pipeline. Number 4, your social media scheduling should be automated as much as possible. Number 5, your client onboarding. So, all of these things are usually something that you can set up once and it usually can run forever or as long as you want to do your business. Even when you're at the beach with your kids or you're on vacation with your BFF or your spouse. Now, I want to show you what this actually looks like inside of a platform I use, which is called HighLevel. Some people will refer to it as GHL, some people refer to it as GoHighLevel, but in technical, it's HighLevel. And it is what powers all 3 of my businesses: Empower Her Wave, My Yoga Magic, Fat Mermaids, PHAT, not FAT. And I'm going to show you a live screen of what this looks like. I'm going to show you a really quick build out of an automation so that you can see that it's 1000% doable. If I can do it, you can do it. I learned just like you. I didn't know. I'm not a techie. I'm a nurse that just started to watch YouTube videos and I taught myself. I understand that for some people they don't have the ability to just do that. And so that's why I'm here to try to slow down, to show you in real life. I'm a visual learner, and so it helps me to kind of see it in action, and that's how I learn too. So this is where I literally build everything for all of my businesses and my clients. Um, and it's really amazing. And I love what really turned me onto it is watching the workflow for how they have their automation builder. And now with AI, literally, I don't have to like struggle like I used to and have a headache and like want to throw my computer across the wall anymore. I really can just ask AI's workflow automation builder to like, hey, this is what I need to happen. And then it will literally start it. It will get me 90% of the way there. And then the rest of it is just me going in there and filling in the blanks of some of this stuff. So, like, you've got an email sequence built in or appointment reminders built in. Like, these are all things that they actually have templates for to give you that start. And that's how I actually started with my own training. That schema markup that we talked about yesterday for AEO is already right built into, high level. I've basically have been able to cancel so many of my subscriptions because of high level. They just continue to grow, but that's also what makes people sometimes a little bit, um, it gets overwhelming for some people. So I get that, and we're going to talk about that, but it is really an all in one inclusive software, and they're making it as easy as possible to do it without having any type of real tech skills. They have massive, beautiful support. If you're in YouTube or my Facebook, I've given you guys a link to try High Level out for 30 days for free. And if you want to wait, you're going to see the whole walkthrough of it in real time. Okay. So let me double check. I don't think I have anybody asking any questions, but I'm gonna check. One of the things that I have not been good about doing my lives is checking to see if anybody leaves comments on YouTube. I can't see the comments in Ecamm using my my software just because of the fact that I'm inside a private Facebook group. So if you're using Ecamm and you're like, how are you doing that? Reach out to me. So before I show you really quick how this is done, this is more of a visual way of what I'm going to show you, and we're going to build out together in high level. So just say you have like a new lead and you want to capture that lead. Like you already may have heard speed to lead. It's like a bro marketing kind of thing, but it is true. Like we want to make sure that while they're active, while they're clicking on stuff, we want to make sure that we get their captured. So someone downloads whatever it is that you have as your freebie, whether it's a PDF or an app or a video or just getting on your email list, and you're going to send them these really amazing emails from yourself. They should automatically get a welcome email that's sounds like you, it comes from you saying, hey, thank you for taking the time to come into my space. Here's your thing. Obviously you want to deliver it, and give them instructions on something to do. We've talked about it in the past. If you've been part of any of my paid programs, we've talked about making sure that you have one clear call to action at the end of every email, even if it's just a simple, like, reply to this email. I'd love to know, blah. Okay. Then we want to wait 24 hours, and then we want to introduce ourselves. Maybe they have no idea who you are. They just found you. It is really, truly a cold lead. This is your opportunity to get them to know you a little bit better. So you tell them about your story, you connect, you start to build that trust factor. And then after that, you wait 48 hours. And then we want to go ahead and give them some type of a value driven piece of content, whether it's an email that you write out specifically towards the person, and you're going to base it off of, the overall person of who you were targeting with the freebie, in hopes that that's what they're like. You can use AI to even customize certain things if they had to fill some type of a form and answer specific questions. You can base it off of the freebie, and if it's something where they needed to take some steps, you can follow up about this time, hold them accountable. You should have been doing this. If not, no judgment. Here's your next steps, kind of thing. Or this is why I built this, and this is why it should help you, and here's some tips in addition to what you already have in the lead magnet. We're going to wait another 48 hours, kind of let them catch up, let them actually take some inspired action. And then we're going to go ahead and give them the next step, whether that's to work with you, whether that's to subscribe, whether that's to join something, whatever it is. This is the invitation, and this is where we want to then exchange energy again. Okay, so they exchanged energy with you at the top by downloading something and giving you their email, and that was the initial energy exchange. Then you gave them 3 days worth of energy exchange in exchange for the original thing that you gave them, plus an additional 3 days worth of energy. And then that last one is, if you liked all the energy that I gave you, here's an opportunity for you to exchange energy with me again. And that's it. The question is that, are you doing this yourself? Maybe you get to, someone downloads a freebie, you have something automated to send it, and then you send the welcome email, you follow up with them, and then that's pretty much it. The next time they hear you is when you're asking for that exchange of energy, because you don't have time to do these other ones in the middle. That's the whole point of having this automated, so that the person's being guided through the whole journey without you having to do it yourself every single time somebody does this. If you're in that mindset of like, well, I'm not tech savvy, automation, like the thought of it gives me nausea, and I like doing things manually and having that high touch point. You are spending your $1,000 an hour time on something that is literally a $7 an hour task, and you are wasting your zone of genius on something that could be automated. Like, you're just lying to yourself, basically. So I'm going to show you my screen, and we're going to go inside my high level so that you guys can see this. Ooh. I need to refresh it. I was switching over to a sub account to get into my yoga one, and it is not liking that. Okay, let's try that again. Somehow it's not working. Hopefully, it's really windy. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'm hoping everything is still going on, but I am having trouble with getting into high level. Bummer. It was working earlier, and then I switched sub accounts, and all of a sudden it stopped working. Yeah. Gosh dang it. Let's try one more time, and we might have to just come back to it. Yeah. All right. I'm going to keep going. I don't know what it's doing. It's thinking. I'm going to keep going with our presentation, and then we'll try again, because there's something else that I wanted to show you guys, but I don't want to show you that if it's I didn't want to show you that to begin with, because of the fact that it might be a little bit overwhelming, to be fair. So if you're just joining, you're either on YouTube or Facebook, we're talking about automations. And we were going to go into high level, but high level is acting up right now. So I'm going to just show you some more things, some more ways to think of automations when you're thinking about how does this work in your business. The other thing that we talked about is text messaging. So I, some people feel really funny about doing text messaging marketing. And I think there's a right way to do it. There are some things that I completely zone out and forget about until I get that message from the coach or the person that I bought something from, because I miss their emails. I haven't been really looking at it. Or I didn't put it in my calendar or whatever it is. And then it's kind of that like last minute thing. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I should totally do that. So I think that it's very, very powerful. And I think that for those of you who are still sending text messaging reminders to your clients when they're booking appointments, please stop. Like that's different. And that 1000% should not be something you should be doing manually. When someone books an appointment, obviously they should get immediate confirmation that that the emails, like the whatever that is that they booked, whether it's a consult or a yoga class or a Reiki session or a one-to-one or a stand-up paddleboard, class, whatever it is, whether it's group, one-to-one, online, I don't care. they should immediately get an email, because I hate when I schedule something and then it refreshes and it doesn't send me to a confirmation page. I don't really see an email. I don't get a text, nothing to confirm that it went through. And sometimes you're like, well, should I rebook it? Should I keep going? Like, what should I be doing? And so, that's at least minimum what they should be doing. Like, that should be automated. And then before the appointment, before the actual appointment, they should have some type of a reminder text sent out. And then again, 1 hour before, just a final reminder, both by text and email, to just let them know, here's the Zoom link, here's the location. Remember, you have an appointment. Remember, you have a yoga class booked. Remember, you have a massage class, a massage booked at this time with this person and whatever. And then after the appointment, you should do a follow up with what should they do next so that you can bring them back. Hey, it's so great to see you. I hope whatever kind of class that they had, like, include it. You can do still that, all of that automated, and keep your brand voice, same thing that you would do to like personally do it yourself. Because I wouldn't say the same thing if they were taking a stand-up paddleboard, yin yoga class, or, a sound bowl stand-up paddleboard class versus somebody who just went out there and did surfer sculpt, or we did like a hit class. I'm going to talk to them a little bit different and be like, okay, what should they do next? Should they sign up for a next one? Do you want them to buy maybe a pass? Is this a good time, since they're like fresh from the class, to be like, if you liked it, I would love for you to help us, share our information about um our location and our services, and give me a little review if you feel up to it. I will tell you that this simple automation will reduce your no-shows up to 30%. Like, it reduces so much, like people being late, people being confused. When this process is really straightforward, people feel less anxious. They come to whatever it is that you're offering just so much more relaxed, and they can be more present with whatever it is that you guys are doing together. Now, the third one is really life changing for me. And it was what we've literally been doing all this week in this challenge. So I'm going live every day inside my YouTube and my Facebook. And this one video then becomes these four contents for me. I take the transcript from the live videos and I'm putting it into Descript. Descript actually does its AI, editing, and then it also will create small reel clips between 30 to 60 seconds. And I can just post those on my shorts. I can post those on my reels. I can post those in my stories, everywhere. Okay. And I don't have to do anything. I'm repurposing what I've already created with Ecamm. It's even more beautiful because now we have dual mode, where I have recording simultaneously a real version, like the size of the reel, like a phone. It's a 9 by 16 frame. And then I have the 16 by 9 frame recording at the same time. So when I end these recordings, I'm literally getting two separate recordings, one in a 9 by 16 and one in a 16 by 9. And let me tell you, it is game changing. I used to be something where it would look off and things would be cut off, and I'd be like, my face would be blown up in these little Descript um, edits that you should do for the clips to try to repurpose it. So sometimes I wouldn't use it, but now I'm loving it. But then it becomes also, I paste it into my Claude and give it the transcript and be like, okay, here's the live, pull out my gold. And I have a skill that literally pulls out the gold. It's what we do in the Alchemized Content method, of literally taking one long form content, one big thing that you probably already have that you thought was amazing and maybe didn't get that much reach, or people didn't, not enough people saw it. And then how do we break it down to make it more digestible and get it out there so that people can come to the main thing that you created that was amazing? And so it helps me pull out the gold, that I specifically have a Claude skill that I use from a custom GPT that I built that is just so amazing, and it does all the magic for me. And then it does what? It backs it up into my Notion doc. It creates a Google free PDF to give to my people. it creates a blog post for me from the transcript. And what is that? It is creating my words. I am talking to you like a regular person, and all of this yapping and teaching, it's basically taking all of that and then helping me format it into more of like a readable version, which then becomes a LinkedIn article. And then it pulls a quotes or quotes from. I pick which one resonates the best with me. And then I do like a little Canva, Instagram quote, or I use it as something that I put as text overlay in my story. All of that, it's all automated. Like, it's amazing. Now let's go see if, because did you guys know that you can do automations on your iPhone? So if you're not an iPhone person, you only do Android, you may want to stop watching at this point. But if you have an iPhone, your iOS system has automations built in. And this is the part where I'm going to be transparent and tell you I have not been able to play with this, but it is something that I really, really want to be able to do. And yeah, I don't know what's wrong with high level, but it is not. I'm going to try to see if I can get it to go. Otherwise, I might have to do this another time, you guys. Well, in terms of showing you how to use high level. That is so weird. But yeah, my high level is not working. That is not usual, by the way. And I can't really show you automations on my phone. Otherwise, I would totally do that. Just going to double check. Nope. I don't think, because it has an app, which is even more amazing. But most of this is stuff that you already kind of have to do. Sugar. Okay, well, we're going to keep going. Technical difficulties, but we're not going to let that bother us because we're going to keep going. So, ending this off, I'm going to talk to you about something that I've been wanting to test out myself, and I'm extremely excited to do it with you guys as we start to kind of come down to the end part. I'm going to leave high level up there and see what happens. Hopefully it fixes itself while we're talking. Is your iPhone already has an automation machine built inside of it. So if you're not an iPhone user, boo, I'm sorry, but this might encourage you to think about why it's cool to have an iPhone. So everything that I just showed you as what's possible on a computer using an all-in-one system like high level, is things that you can actually start doing on your phone. Like if you're in between yoga classes or you're in carpool lines, I'm not at that stage of motherhood yet, but I assume that it's going to happen at some point. Or maybe you're at parks with your kids and they have want nothing to do with you because they found their BFF and have left you on the corner because you're no longer cool to play with. Yeah, that's also happening too. But those are times where I could be like, oh, you know what? I can do some automations on my phone. Your iPhone is already set up for it, and it's called shortcuts. So I'm going to pull mine up because I'm going to show you my iPhone in a second. Um, it's completely free. It's already on your iPhone right now. If you've done any like iPhone updates, you probably have it and have no idea that it's even there. And so it's just an app on your iPhone. And you can set up automation actions that are triggered by either time, location, when you plug in your charger, all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, they have a gallery of pre-built shortcuts that you can install instantly, and it's just kind of like anything. They're just kind of your beginner ones. Now, I wanted to obviously show you ones to help you with your nervous system, because when we go from that first string of how I actually know how you guys are feeling, because I'm feeling it too, life is happening and I am trying to do what I am telling you guys to do. So we're doing this together. There's no judgment. And these are just things that I want you to keep in mind as possible ways that you can use your shortcuts if you have an iPhone to actually start automating today. So, your content idea capture, this is like a framework that I use and I teach within the Alchemized Content Method. It's called the content idea capture. This is one way of doing it. So you basically do one tap and then you voice your idea out. It's like the brain dump method. So if you're in the AI Edge masterclass series, you bought the bundle, the you're going to see my brain dump method, and I'm going to be including this. I'm updating the class notes and like the teachings because I want you guys to have this as an option too. And then it saves it to your notes with today's date. So when you're at the beach, you like somebody's having a conversation or you see something, you have that random aha moment because maybe you're like me and your mind's going like 1,000 ways a minute. Um, you just do that one tap and then done. And that way you don't lose your ideas ever again. And you keep it there so that it can be repurposed. Another way to do it is you have your CEO morning check ins. This one runs automatically at whatever time you wake up at. Mine tends to be between 5:30 and 6. So your phone asks you like what's your priority for today and what's your energy level? And then you can use a scale of like either for me, like if it was me, I would be like high tide, steady current, or low tide. And then what are you grateful for? So then it logs in your answers, and then what did you just do? You just built your own like CEO journal that's running on autopilot. And then you can have an automation that based on your answers, certain things can happen. That if this, then that, whole system. The best one that I found that I was like, this is genius, a wind down mode. So as soon as you plug your phone into your charger at night, you can have an automation where your phone will automatically detect that it's being charged, and then it will automatically enable your do not disturb feature within your phone so that you don't have any incoming calls or notifications. You're not getting dinged on anything. And then it immediately opens up your meditation app. So, like, I use Down Dog, it's one of my favorite ones, and it can just do that. Or you can open up Amazon Music and play a specific playlist. What? Can you believe this? This is not some tech magic. It is literally just automations and it is completely doable. What it is really is your phone is helping you enforce your boundaries for yourself. I did a 7-day time audit for those of you who don't know that. I was challenged by my coach, Molly Mahoney, and I did a 7-day time audit because I was having a hard time telling Claude while I was trying to build on my AI agents what I do on a day-to-day basis because I haven't really done a good job doing an SOP of like my day-to-day because I've been doing it all running my business from my brain. Not smart and it's not healthy because if something happens to me, again, my whole business just kind of like stops because nobody knows how I do anything. So I did the 7-day audit and it was a real eye opener. And one of the things that I realized was that Claude was like, let's just be, say the elephant in the room. You do not protect your own time. Like you say that these are the things that you want to do. And every time that I've seen you have some time that you open up, the first thing you do is add more work to it. And I was like, damn, okay, Claude, thank you for the honest feedback. So my phone now has the power to help me start building those boundaries. Now, physically, I have to still restrain myself from looking at my phone while it's in this do not disturb and I'm listening to my meditation. And so if you can just get into the practice of making sure you're doing that deliberately and building those physical restraint muscles to help you honor this time that your phone is trying to give you back for yourself, for your R&R. I'm not doing enough yoga. I'm not getting out and exercising. I'm realizing this now and I'm asking for help. And this is a really good way for us to try to capture that time for ourselves. If you need maybe like a quick class reminder, you can literally with one tap, pick a contact, send a pre-written text that's already done. Like, hey, so excited to see you tomorrow class, bring water. and something that you can, move comfortably in. It takes 2 seconds. It feels still personal, but you're actually doing it through an automation. You can also share to Claude when you're reading something, maybe in like a blog or, um, you're seeing a reel or something. You can actually hit share. It works better when it's a written text. Then you can tap send to Claude, and it literally can copy the text. It will open Claude for you. It will paste what it is, and then you say, summarize this for my audience from your phone. And that's what it is to work like a CEO with intention. So, the pro tips is the back tap. So go to your settings, accessibility, touch, and then back tap. So that is literally back, like literally what it sounds like. You tap on the back of your iPhone and you can assign your content idea capture to double tap. So now literally you just tap the back of your phone twice and it then can be pre-programmed so that it will capture your ideas. So you're not unlocking your phone. You don't have to open any apps. You just tap and then you start talking. It's crazy. Now the thing that I want you to see is that there's a logic of the complex CRMs like GoHighLevel. Those complexities that we have in our larger, business softwares is identical to the one in your pocket on your phone. So in GoHighLevel, if someone fills out a web form, we what? Send that welcome email. And on our iPhone, if you plug your phone into a charger, turn on do not disturb, and then it opens the meditation app, it has that same logic. It is a similar structure. And it, again, what does it come down to? It's this thinking of if this happens, then do this. That's how you need to start thinking about everything that you're doing in your business and in your life. And if you can start to automate things like your bedtime, then you can automate your business. So if you're already overwhelmed, you're like, holy shit, Anna Connie, like this is so much. I'm about to start crying. I'm hyperventilating on the other side of the screen. Take a deep breath in through your nose, into the belly, ribs, chest, shoulders up, back and down. Open mouth exhale if you're really anxious. Okay? Do a few of those. Do 3 of them at least. And then just automate your bedtime and play with that. And you don't have to do anything else. When you're comfortable with that, then you're like, hey, if I can do that, I probably can do these other things that Connie was talking about. And I would 1000% agree with you. So look at what we've built in a week almost. The first day, what did we go over? Your IP and how to protect it. On the second day of this live challenge, we talked about your voice and how to capture it so that you can help it magnify and really spread your reach out. On day 3, we talked about your brain. On day 4, we talked about ethics, especially within AI. Day 5 was about your visibility. And then today is more about your systems. Okay. Um, and this is literally all the things that I used, all the things that I've been teaching you are all things that are framed work inside of my alchemized content method, which is getting rebuilt to a 3.0. It's going to be better and smarter and streamlined and easier. It's amazing. So tomorrow I'm going to bring it all home. So if you've been loving this challenge, make sure that you come back. A couple things before we close. If you want a platform that literally automates all of this, I really truly believe GoHighLevel is my favorite all-inclusive CRM platform. Like they have everything from a community, just like school, to all your websites. Now you can do vibe coding websites and apps like Lovable and Base 44 built in. You have your emailing, your CRM, your calendar booking. So I don't have to do Calendly anymore. I don't have to do later or plan to do my social media. It's all built in, everything. Um, My schema markups we talked about already, all of it is all built into this one software. And there's a link underneath this video to give you that 30-day free trial. And again, not everybody's techie. And there are some people that get in with high level and they're like, it's too much. Like, I can't, this is overwhelming. And then they end up leaving. And that's okay. There is no judgment. I realize that it can be overwhelming and just too much for certain people. But if you ever thought, like, I would love to have this for myself, but I don't have the patience or the desire to learn this platform, it was too much, I really just want it built for me, then I have one remaining spot for a full AEO optimized website build out on a high level. If you are interested, I will build out your site, set up all your automations for one offer, one lead magnet so that it's structured, and then have everything set up for you so that all you have to do is start doing some of the smaller stuff. If you're interested in that, again, it's first come, first serve. I only have one spot left um, for now, and so you can book a 30-minute website build consultation to see if it's a right fit for you. And yeah, I just want you to be able to stay in your magic. And whether it's, DIY or DFU or yeah, DFY, done. If you're doing it yourself or I'm doing it for you, whatever it is, I want to be able to support you. So, your homework for tonight, because I need you to take some inspired action. Please do not be watching my lives because they are pretty long and just be like, this was fantastic. I learned a lot, but then don't do shit. Okay. No, put on your decision crown. This is your decision crown moment. Take off your possibility scarf off. And your homework for tonight is two things. Whatever you're using for your website hosting, it should have something that has some type of built-in automation. So if it's for your email, you should, I don't, again, don't have any experience with like MailChimp, who I used to use before and stuff, but I'm pretty sure they have some type of automation. And I want you to go in there and build one. What do I want you to start with? Your welcome email. For whether it is something that you offer for free or you're just your newsletter, make sure that you write your email first, use your brand voice, use your own words, let AI help you with the copywriting so that it actually um, reads well to your ICA and it's, formatted so that it's digestible. Okay. And then I want you to actually make sure that that's automated. Because if you're like, when somebody like sends in their information, you're doing it yourself. No, we're going to stop that today. Okay. And then on your iPhone, we're going to open up Shortcuts app and you're going to build one shortcut. Okay. So you try like the night routine that I talked to you about. Tomorrow is the heart piece. So how to use Claude AI without losing your voice as a coach or a leader. And then we're just going to kind of tie it all and bring it home. And so that's the end of my slides. Let's cross our fingers and see if high level is working. What is wrong with high level today? I don't know if it's my internet. I think I'm still live. Hopefully I am, because that would suck. But in the meantime, why don't we just do shortcuts? I was really hoping I'll do a second one. Oops, that's not what I wanted to show you guys. My bad. I needed this one. Okay. So this is shortcuts on your phone. You see, this is the library. Uh-oh, sorry. Gosh dang it. It should come back on. I forgot I can't touch this. Oh no. Okay, I gotta unplug my phone and plug it back in. Chihuahua. Okay, that should work. Okay. So you can see that they already have certain ones that you can do. Um, all of your apps have certain things that you can trigger there. Um, like Claude, they have like, really quick buttons. You can do something with your clock. There's just so much things here that each one of our apps usually has something that you can create. So when you come here to automations, it's the middle button down on the bottom. They also have gallery. And again, gallery is the one where you have ones that are pre-done for you. So this is where I would tell you to start. Just there's shortcuts for accessibility. Um, so your morning summary, like that's a cool one that you could try to do. These are ones that would have like AI, and then if you just click more, it will tell you which ones you should do. So like your started with models, learn how you can use models to power up your shortcuts. So it's just more of like you learning how to use this better. You can summarize the weather, reminders, and events for the day. So it's kind of like your morning brief. So a lot of people, one of the first Claude tasks that they've created was having like a morning brief. Well, guess what? You don't even need to have Claude. You can actually do it straight from your phone because what do we always have on our phone? We have all of our Google accounts, all of our Gmail accounts, calendars, and everything already on our phone. So it would probably do a better job because my problem with Claude has been that I have more than one Gmail. And so I'm like, I need this to give me, I'm just going to change this camera real quick. Um, Use a model to write a fun haiku. I don't even know what that is, you guys. Um, so action meetings from your meeting notes, you can add them to your reminders. Use a model to whip up a quick recipe with your leftovers. I mean, come on now. Summarize a PDF that you provide. Use a model to compare and contrast two documents. Like those are pretty good. So get stuff done, shortcuts. Again, I'm just using that see all and then it's giving me. So start a Pomodoro. So one of the things that's actually built into my app that I showed you with the Chi Revival is I have a Pomodoro. I have a Pomodoro built into it. Like it is one of the first things that I built in because when I get to the place where I actually need to do like my CEO tasks, I needed something where I could do a Pomodoro so that one, I would take breaks, and two, if I wouldn't stay stuck doing one thing for like the whole time that I had. You can make an audio file using text to speech, which is what we talked about for creating your brain dumps. You can batch add multiple reminders into the reminder app at once, which is pretty cool. See how many days there are until a milestone of your choice. That's really cool. Like a birthday, an anniversary. Maybe you're going on a trip. Maybe it's a if you know you're more CEO task driven, a retreat that you're planning. So you'll be like, okay, this is how many days until your retreat, good or bad. Like start paying attention. Email last minute. Email your most recent image. What do these recipes pretty much do for you? They allow you to have an idea. It's to kind of help spark that, like, how would I use this in my life or my business? And then you go inside and you start playing with it to see how it's being done so that you can start creating your own, just like a regular recipe. When I first started learning how to cook, I was using recipe books, but the way that I was able to really learn how to cook well was that I would taste things if it was safe. Like, I obviously wouldn't taste like raw meat or whatever, but when I was putting specific spices and it was safe to like taste the soup or the stock, I would be like, let me taste it before I put it in. And then I would put it in, let it marinate, and then I would taste it again. I was like, ooh, so that's what it does to this dish. Um, Eating certain things in its raw format so that when I put it into the final product and it would get baked or boiled or whatever, and then I would taste it and I'd be like, wow, like that was amazing. And that really helped me build my cooking skills so that I could understand the concept of like when this gets put into the pot, this is what it tastes like. You understand how this is happening? You can apply that to just regular stuff in your world, how you pay attention to your body. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to start geeking out. And this has already been a long training, but you understand how this works. Okay. You learn by doing something that's already pre done for you, like a recipe. Then you understand the building blocks that it uses. You see, play with it, make sure they're like, I like this, but I don't like this. Start making those notes. Use Claude, use the notes memo thing, double tap on the back and set up that automation. So every time you tap the back of your phone, it starts picking up your voice, it memos it out, it saves it into a note. And then you take those notes and be like, hey, Claude, I'm going to do a shortcut. This is what I want to do. There's even ability for you to do this where you just literally vibe code an automation on your iPhone. You start an automation, you start typing what you want, and then the iPhone, like AI intelligence, will actually help you build out the automation that you want. Start playing a pre-selected playlist immediately. Wake up the Apple TV, walk to the coffee shop, get walking directions to a nearby coffee shop. Maybe you want to do that for like, a vacation. Email any content to yourself from the share sheet. Ooh, that's cool. Share a maps location URL in a text message, like all kinds of stuff, you guys. Laundry timer, home directions. Remind me, set a reminder when you arrive at work. Maybe you're supposed to do something. Essentials, a meme maker, collaborate better, share availability, daily stand up, photography, writing toolbox, interweb, all kinds. Work from anywhere, morning routine. Let's look at that. Tells you when to leave home so that you're never late to work. Some people actually need that. You don't have to be work. Maybe work is like your yoga studio and you don't want to be late to teach a client. Set a reminder for when you arrive at work. We just talked about that. Keep track of daily intake of your water. Yes. Why? Because a lot of us are underhydrated and we need to drink more water. Brushing your teeth timer. How many of us don't brush our teeth for 2 minutes? The recommended time. A lot of caffeine. I'm going to have to start doing this because as I'm heading into perimenopause, some people have been toying with me that saying I might have to give up caffeine depending on how my body adjusts to it. I was like, never. I was like, they have caffeine-free coffee. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Focus with your efforts to make the most of your day. That's cool. Playing your three main tasks. I actually built an app that does that for me. So this is pretty cool. Like all this stuff. A tea timer? What? Cool. I love it. Washing hands music. That's cool. See, we all need that. Everybody forgot about COVID. Some people go to the bathroom and not be paying attention. Some people do not do not wash their hands. And let's not talk about they don't wash them for no 20 seconds. Let's see. Use Shazam to get the most recent lyrics of a song you've heard. What? Identifies which song you've listened to using Shazam. That's cool. Take a URL from the clipboard or action extension on Twitter. Cool, cool, cool. I thought there was going to be something cooler on that, but not really. Put it on your calendar, read it later, around the house, learn something new. You guys see how amazing? Make a GIF. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, look. So let's just open one up. Make a GIF. Create a GIF from a live photo or video about this shortcut. Say, Siri, make a GIF. Oh, to run it appears in quick actions on Mac. Is it going to show up on my computer? No, hold on. Hey, Siri. Siri. Siri, make a GIF. I don't know. Or maybe I have to add it first. Let's see. Hey, Siri, make a GIF. Oh, it just opened up my thing. What? And that means that it probably, oh, well, it wouldn't. I have to take off the live. Oh, no. Live off. Yeah. That would have been smarter if it did that. That's cool. So there you go. I just showed you how to do one. Convert photos to a GIF. What about that? Oh, I automatically did it. Oh, no. Convert photos to GIF to run. Open your photo picker, then select multiple photos and turn them into an animated GIF. What? That's cool. Oh, Evernote, quick save link. Get the clipboard and save it to Evernote. Dictate a note using your Apple Watch and then save it. Come on, y'all. You don't even have to have your phone now. That's cool. So, anyways, new automation. These are all the things that you can do. So, again, if this happens, then I want you to do this. If this, then that. That's the whole concept. If I want to cook this, like a recipe, okay, that's you have to think about what is the ultimate goal. You need to reverse engineer. Just getting the use of doing that. It's a superpower that once you start learning, it's going to like change your life. Okay. If you want to cook a recipe, because that's the basic thing I can think of. I'm a certified gourmet chef and I love cooking. Okay. So if I want to cook a dish, okay, that's my ultimate goal. I know that if I put this dish in, then this has to happen. Either I need to turn on the oven, or I need to add salt, or at this step I need to add butter, or I need to increase the temperature, or if this happens, if I put this into the pot, then I know I need to go ahead and turn on the oven. That's the thinking that you need to start thinking when you're thinking about your automations in your business, okay? So think about what should be the first thing that should trigger that. This is your basically trigger. So if you're used to high level, this is your trigger. What should trigger this as like the first starting point? And then like when I arrive at the gym, so if I arrive at the gym, then I want you to do this. When my alarm is stopped, then I want you to do this. When my alarm, when I leave work, when I get an email from my favorite coach, I want you to do this. When I get a message from my mom, do this. Hell yeah, you guys. This is cool. This is like when the weather app is opened or closed. Like there's some stuff that you can do. Look, when my phone is connected to power, so is connected, run after confirmation or run immediately and don't notify me. Just do it. Okay? What do I want it to do now? So if that happens, then do this. This is now it's asking me, okay, Anakani, what do you want me to do? And this is where you would choose what I wanted to do. I wanted to open up Claude. And it tells you like speak text, play a sound, and then it gives you some of your shortcuts that I've already said. These are the things that I want to be able to do. Or I can ask Claude something. I can open up my things. Do not disturb is turned on. Oh, maybe I can do that. Okay. Um, so you can create a home automation, all kinds of crazy, y'all. That's super cool. What happens when I do this? Oh, cool. I'm playing with it. This is how you learn. I'm doing more training on it. There's actually some really cool stuff that I'm gonna be able to teach you guys. High level, unfortunately, is not coming up, which is going to affect how I do the rest of my day because it's not working. C'est la vie. This is my sign, and so again, this is really cool. Let me know if this is helpful. Did you guys even know that you guys can do automations on your phone? I'm like mind blown some of the stuff that people are actually doing. So, um, definitely look into your shortcuts and you can make some like really cool automations on your iPhone if you're an iPhone user. I don't know if it's on Android. I don't have one, so you can go to somebody else to learn that, but I hope you like this. I hope you are empowered to do some automation in your business. And I will maybe try to do a separate, smaller training to give you a little overview of high level so that you can see like their basic templates. It's really, really easy. They've made it super easy. You just need to know where to look. And again, take a deep breath. Don't get too overwhelmed. AI is actually built in. So when you get stuck, you just ask it to review where you are, tell it what you're trying to get done, and then it will kind of help you fill in the gaps. So continue to be you, continue to be beautiful, continue leading from your heart, and I will catch you for our final day of this 7-day life challenge. Thanks, Ecamm. Aloha.